Welcome to the 2021 Eppy Awards. I am your tech stuff guy, J-Nog, and this is Making Podcasts Great Again, the 2021 Eppys. Please give it up for the man behind the Eppys, our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Thank you. This is a great honor for all of you. The second annual Jeff Epstein Awards in Making Podcasts Great Again Excellence. And also I want to say EZZ, whoever the hell that is, looking very sharp. Somebody paid attention to our strong requirements. He's looking very sharp. And I see plastic, we don't call him metal, is adhering to the proper attire as well, as is, of course, our strong Patreon president, Alex's iPhone. So I thank you. A lot of you are very smartly not showing your disgraceful faces because you're probably not using proper attire. So thank you to those who, we're a podcast of laws. We're a podcast of laws. And if people don't listen to laws, we have anarchy. That's right, I pronounced the CH in anarchy because I'm very unhappy. So very proud to be here to honor the great Jeff Epstein and all his fine work and the great things that really me and about 52 horrible tech stuff people have put together this year. So very happy to be here.
Mr. President, what are you looking forward to tonight? Is there a specific category, a guest who is nominated? What are you looking forward to?
Obviously I'm expecting, as is tradition, I'm expecting to win a lot of awards. Okay.
Yes.
And this isn't the Emmys. These aren't the radical left Emmys that deny my greatness. But I'm also, I'd say the two categories I'm looking forward to the most. I'm looking, you look forward to all of them. It's the greatest night in podcasting. But the two awards that I would say I'm looking forward to most are Patreon president. Okay, because I have who I picked, but I want to see we leave it. There's no voter fraud here. There's no, Ben Roethlisberger in Georgia giving the election to Joe Biden. We have total fairness, total transparency. But
yes,
I think tech stuff guy, the award that I'm also looking forward to very strongly is future Trump wife. Okay, because under podcast law, whoever wins that award, I'm allowed to just take, no consent needed. So we're looking very strongly in favor of that one as well. So thank you for asking.
I
what
noticed.
What the hell are you wearing, sir? And I say sir sarcastically.
Well, it's you wanted business, so this is business on the top, but it's the holiday season, so it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So it's a holiday business. You're not a fan.
The reindeer were very strong. There were a lot of strong ones. Donner and Blitzen and
Dasher,
Raper and Assaulter.
I don't
and
think
they were all. Excuse me. They were all a lot of great reindeer. You had to take the one special needs one, the small one with the weird nose. That's how radical left can you be, tech stuff. Of course, you went for that. No. We don't want the big, strong reindeer who get the presents there fast. We want the silly one who needed a radical left song about him. Okay.
I do see our Patreon president is in the house. Alex's iPhone. How are you tonight?
Just happy to be here, tech stuff.
Alex, question for you. What are you looking forward to tonight on this the Eppies Awards?
To me, it's the best episode. It was a nice stroll down memory lane, and I'm excited to see what the people spoke to.
You are also nominated for an award tonight. Are you nervous? Do you have a speech prepared? Please tell us what is going through your mind right now.
Well, I'm just scrolling through the participants and seeing who's not showing up, which I think should tell you everything you need to know.
Tells us a lot. It tells us a lot, Mr. iPhone.
Yes, I see former presidents are in here. Our vice president. is not here tonight, who is also nominated. I wanted to ask him how he was
Excuse
feeling
me,
about.
very
Yes.
quick. I just noticed finally, okay, some of our left coast people are a little late, but I noticed Zoe just showed up with, I believe that's, I'm the man of the hour, but if there was a second man of the hour, I think she's there with him. So we're very happy to see the remains, the earthly remains, because we know his soul is in heaven right now, looking down very strongly on us. But the earthly remains, we call them, of Jeff Epstein are here tonight. So we thank you, Zoe. It's a great honor.
Yes, and I noticed Rudley is not here tonight. It's a poor showing for some people, but you know what? It's all about who is here tonight. And
well, I think tech stuff, we had a previous tech stuff guy who had suggested it was black tie. And I think when you tell an African American that it's a black tie, he's sort of correct to not maybe want to show up. Might mean something else.
I don't think he would think that, but I do want to tell everyone tonight who is here, who is listening. It's hashtag Trump Pod Eppys. Any reactions that you have, comments on who wins tonight, please
Do
on
you see
social
Otto the
media.
dog? Do you see
Hashtag
Otto the
Trump
dog
Pod
right now?
Emmy.
Excuse me, tech stuff. Do you see
Yes.
Otto the dog right now?
I am
That
looking for.
is, Tiffany can't compete with that dog. I will tell you that.
Oh wow, he's got a shirt on. That is one good dog right there. One good dog right there. So as I was saying, hashtag Trump Pod Eppys for all social media posts. We have Australia here. We have all over the world here tonight, Mr. President. Should we get to the awards?
I think we can start the awards. I think that's first good idea you've had all night, tech stuff.
Thank you. Very good.
You are
Cheers
not welcome.
to everyone at home.
I see you're drinking a Mike's Hard Lemonade. You know what happens if you bring a Mike's. It's like Candyman. If you say Mike's Hard Lemonade 3 times, there might be a big gay vice president come running in.
He sent me a whole case for the holidays. Very nice of him.
And you know what he said to me? He said, Jay Nog's big, strong arms can handle a whole case of Mike's Hard. And he actually didn't say lemonade after that. But,
Mr. President, if I may interrupt you, I'm sorry, but Tom Fitzgerald just entered the room. Would you like to hear what he has to say about tonight's Eppys, or because of his late, you do not want to hear a word from him? Just curious.
You know what? I think everybody knows that we're big fans of Tom Fitzgerald. But you know what? The Eppys are a sacred night. It's not your typical episode. It's a very sacred night. So we're not going to kick him out. We're very happy he's here, but he has forfeited his right to speak. He may speak later, but not before the awards. Not before the awards. Nah,
Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to get to our first category tonight. And our first category is Best Future Trump Wife. Best Future Trump Wife. And I will remind everybody of the nominees. The nominees are Lauren Boebert.
Oh boy.
Adelia Acker from OnlyFans.
Some talent there. We had great chemistry, if you remember.
Excellent. Ivanka.
I mean, does anything need to be said?
Roger Stone's wife.
Normally I don't like to be the 7,000th person. I don't like, as we said, 44,000th seconds. But you know what? She's a trooper. She's tough, and she's she's up for anything. I mean literally. So it's a very talented crop of future Mrs. Trumps.
Kristi Noem.
I think maybe a little too ambitious, but I like her.
And the last nominee is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I normally don't like my wife to have a penis, but she's so loyal, she's so strong that I'm going to listen to the voters. That's what I'm saying. I'll listen to our great voters.
And the winner of Best Future Trump Wife is Lauren Boebert.
Oh boy, just a touch of Trump joy juice just came out of my pants. We are so thrilled to hear that news. And this is why I love our listeners. If this was a radical left show, they might have gone, oh, you should be with Roger Stone's wife. That'll be funny. Ha ha ha. No, but our listeners know that Bobert and Trump yogurt go together like a great combo. Okay. And I will accept the award on behalf of Lauren Bobert. I prepared remarks.
Wait, so you're going to
Yeah.
speak on behalf of Lauren Boebert winning this award?
Yes.
Okay.
I am deeply honored and extremely horny to accept this award to become the next Mrs. Trump. I look forward to shooting melatonin in her face and immediately hopping on the strong presidential Cheeto and demanding that he give me a strong, powerful son in my tiny, cute womb. I thank the voters for naming me the next Mrs. Trump, and I am very happy to one day live in Trump Tower, which is the most luxurious, beautiful building in the entire world. I also promise to wear a bikini when I go golfing with the president at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you so much. I now have to prepare for powerful sex with still my president, Donald J. Trump. Thank you. That was a beautiful speech.
Thank
Lauren
you
Boebert.
very much, Lauren Boebert, as Mr. President. Mr. President, excellent job. Are you ready for our second category of the evening?
I am.
Our second category of the evening is Best Impression by our President, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Oh, and by the way, I like this category because I actually swept this category. I got all the nominations in this category, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this one. So we like to hear that. You know this. I dominated this category. It was,
You did
nobody had a
dominate this
chance.
category.
Nobody had a chance.
You're
Lot
going
of
to sweep
talent.
it. It's
A
a
lot of
ton of
talent.
talent. This is a very talented category. The nominees are Steven Tyler. I don't know why that one gets me every time. Shinzo Abe. Kim Jong-un. Xi Jinping.
President Trump.
I was expecting more. Okay. And the winner of Best Impression by our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, is Shinzo Abe.
I was nervous there. I wasn't sure I was going to win, but very happy to have won this one. I will accept on my own behalf.
I was going to ask you if
that's
you'd like
okay.
to accept on your own behalf.
Oh, thank you. And, I won this fair and square.
You did.
When I met Shinzo, almost 6 years ago, we hit it off right away. And he caught, we were at a dinner and I was doing a very tasteful, I'm very good at impressions, and I was doing a very tasteful impression of Shinzo. And he walked into the room and he heard me talking like him, and he said, "Mr. Trump, you do the best impression of me in the entire world." And I said, "I'm so glad you like it." And we became very strong friends from that moment on, very great friends. So, they say imitation is the sincerest form of fuckery. And I fuck with Shinzo. You know, we are very strong friends. And by imitating him and him being okay with it, we formed a great bond. So I say thank you. And if I may, on behalf of my great friend Shinzo, I say, thank you very much, Patreon.
You're welcome, Mr. Shinzo Abe.
No. Tech stuff. That was just me. That was the impression.
That was such a good impression. I thought he was here just now.
Well, you know what? It's called talent. It's called talent.
It is great talent. Well, thank you so much, Mr. President, and Shinzo. If you're listening out there, congratulations, Mr. President.
Great guy, Shinzo.
Category number 3 this evening is most unpatriotic celebrity guest. What are your thoughts on this category? It's the only kind of negative category.
Well, this is what sort of the tech stuff people do, and we want to be fair. We want to be fair. People can't, you know, not everybody had the guts to come on the show. I don't like these people, but as a small sign, not necessarily respect, but like a little gesture of, okay, at least you had guts. At least you got your ass kicked when you came on the show like nobody's business. But you know, there's a lot of radical left people, a lot of unpatriotic people. They don't even sit down with me because they know they can't take me. These nominees, they get a little bit of respect just for even trying,
Well, the nominees for most unpatriotic celebrity guest are Anthony Scaramucci, Richard Marx, Bradley Whitford.
So you got Bitcoin, Grammys, and Emmys. Okay. The BGEs, or if you flip it around, the BEGs, which means beg. You know, you spell beg, BEG, and that's what
Yes.
they all were. They were begging to be on the show like dogs.
The winner of the most unpatriotic celebrity guest is Anthony Scaramucci.
I'm actually going to accept his unpatriotic award. As much as it disgusts me to accept an unpatriotic award, I'm going to accept
You're going to
it.
accept it on behalf of him.
Hello, I'm Anthony Scaramucci. I'm not very tall, and I did not work for the president for a long time. But I'd like to thank the president because even though I don't have Grammys like Richard Marx or Emmys like Bradley Whitford, I at least had the good sense to work for this great president, this very strong man, this very well-endowed president that made a few jokes on the show about Stormy Daniels. Totally false. I'm very proud to have worked for this man. And I think that's why, even though I only worked for him for 11 days, I think that's why I just won an Eppy, because Bradley Whitford didn't work for Trump. Richard Marx didn't work for Trump. They weren't talented enough. But I worked for Trump even for a short amount of time. And I think that was the deciding factor in why I was able, despite being a small person, a little guy obsessed with crypto, that I could win this award. So thank you very much. I owe everything to Mr. President Donald J. Trump.
That was excellent speech. I don't think he could have said it any better. That was a great job, Mr. President. Now, this is a special time of the evening. This is not an award. Well, it's an award, but there aren't nominees. It's just given to someone who we think deserves it.
Like a lifetime achievement, you know, like why they give
yes.
out like a lifetime achievement.
And this is the Jeff Epstein Education Award. And we have a special guest tonight who is going to present this Lifetime Achievement Award, or the Jeff Epstein Education Award. And the special guest presenting tonight is Vice President Mike Pence. Welcome, Vice President Pence.
It's a great pleasure to be here, Tech Stuff Guy. You're looking full of festive cheer and a lot of testosterone, if I can be honest. So happy to see you.
Happy to
And
see you too, and thank you for the case of the hard lemonade. Appreciate that.
well, I think the liquor store didn't hear me correctly. I certainly said Mike's Hard, but I did not say lemonade. But I'm glad you're enjoying the beverage anyway. That's it's our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Now I know you're a member of the Old Testament tribe, but that's okay. We're all part of the same book. Okay.
Okay.
And I was just going to say, Jesus Christ, it's about giving. It's not about, he said he came not to be served, but to serve. So I'm happy to serve you Mike's Hard Lemonade or whatever you want from Mike's Hard.
Okay. The lemonade is perfectly fine. And you are here tonight to present the Jeff Epstein.
Just let me know if you want some of Mike's Hard Greek yogurt, and I can stir up a batch for you very quickly.
I appreciate that. It's very aggressive for the holidays, but I'm going to stick with the lemonade. But thank you very much, Vice President Pence. Delicious.
Well, now,
you are presenting the Jeff Epstein Education Award, and the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Tech Stuff Guy. And we are here tonight. Education is very important to this president and was important to Jeff Epstein. You know, Jeff Epstein taught at a very well-regarded private school in New York City, and he didn't even have a college degree. That's how much he loved education. And I remember he would spend time with those young men after school, asking them if they had sisters that wanted to learn, and if their sisters were interested in education or going to camps or learning how to be massage therapists. So he was always giving and always looking to educate the youth. But tonight, in that spirit, in that great, generous education spirit of Jeffrey Epstein, Sir Jeffrey Epstein, pardon me, Tech Stuff, we present the first Epstein Education Award to a school that has set itself apart on this podcast, a school dedicated to really the fundamentals of Jesus Christ. Whites, militias, Christianity, and assault weapons. That's right. I'm talking about one of the great schools in this nation's history, Idaho Militia Christian Bible State Tech College. Now, when this school was founded 14 months ago, people said it'll never make it. It'll never make it. How can a school founded on the pillars of white militias, Christianity, and assault weapons ever make it in this country? But that's before the radical left took over higher education. And there was a movement in this country that said, we're tired of your woke education. We're tired of your bowls of condoms in our common rooms. What if we're celibate Christians just looking to suppress unnatural urges while shooting guns and learning scripture? So that is where Idaho Militia Christian filled the void. And believe me, I know something about filling voids. And into this world of wokeness and radical left policies and secularism emerged a strong school. And as you know, their mascots are the Potato Trump AR-15s. So we are so honored to respect and honor and award Idaho Militia Christian the first annual Jeff Epstein Education Award. And I will be accepting on its behalf.
I was going to ask you if you were if you were going to be accepting this award as well. The floor is yours, Mr. President.
Thank you. We'll make this quick because I don't want to take too much credit away from the great Jeff Epstein. But this is a school he would have loved. He would have loved it so much. First of all, they don't require a high school degree to get in. So that's, he didn't have a college degree and he was teaching. He would love the fact that they let anybody in. He wasn't a big fan of guns, but what he was a fan of was lower age of consent. And this is maybe news to our listeners, but on the Idaho Militia Christian campus, Idaho gave them sort of like an autonomous zone. You know how Seattle wanted to have their freedom city with no cops and this is the opposite of that. This is a conservative autonomous zone where the age of consent and admissions is 14. So I think Jeffrey Epstein would have looked at this school full of freedom and liberty and guns and ninth graders without a high school diploma going to college and doing biblical stuff and weapons, he would have said, this is one of the most beautiful things. He would think he had died and gone to heaven, which is, of course, where he is right now. But he, I'm getting I get a little emotional when I think of, our great friend Jeffrey Epstein up in heaven. But I think he would think, if he were alive today, he would have thought he died and went to heaven when he saw Idaho Militia. A beautiful campus, over 3 acres of parking lot. And it is an absolute gem in the state of Idaho, full of freedom, guns, and 9th graders, just learning about their bodies and about the Lord. So it's a beautiful place. And on their behalf, I thank the Patreon Patriots for their award, and for all those who voted. Thank you.
Very nice job, Mr. President. Congratulations again on that victory. Mr. President, this next
I might
award,
have to take, it's almost like everybody who's won is either going to be married to me or worked for me. So, I mean, it's,
you're connected. You are.
They talk about Bill Belichick, with his coaching tree. What about the Trump Eppy tree? It's like totally right here.
Yes, I don't think anyone's described that ever before. The Trump Eppy tree. I like that. Now, Mr. President, we've had many special guests on the show, and this is for the best guest appearance. We've had a lot of nice guests this year, and let me just announce the nominees for best guest appearance is Brian Jeffrey Richardson, big fan of yours. Ian Fidance, yes,
very talented guy.
We have Dr. Fauci, who is Tyler Fisher.
Disgraceful.
We have Sarah Big Huck Sanders, who is Sharon Spell.
Right. I mean, won last year, so she's a back-to-back nominee. What a talent! What an absolute superstar she is.
And Rudy Giuliani, who was Brant Cantor.
Don't know him. Somebody with that name keeps contacting me to pay bills. Don't know him.
And the winner.
By the way, before you announce the winner, if we can do a little bit of, I gotta say, whoever you are, because we've had a lot of tech stuff. We should have an award we should have had an award for best tech stuff guy, because it would have been like 50 losers. But right now I'm seeing what you're doing very strongly on Twitter, and I'm liking it. Good tweet work.
Thank you. I appreciate
somebody who knows how to work Twitter.
I've only learned from the best. I've learned from the best.
You should get it on Parler. If you were really trying to be a tech stuff guy, you'd be on Parler.
Okay.
Although I don't see nothing for Idaho Militia Christian. Interesting. I guess that's because you are a Jewish person and you don't want to honor a great Christian university. But it's technically not a university. It's a Bible Tech State College, JUCO associate's degree. But it's a little too long to say.
I was just putting the winners up. I didn't know you wanted me to put Lifetime Achievement Awards up, but I can do that for you.
Or you can do it at the end if you're going to be very nasty about it.
No, I don't think I was being nasty about it. I just okay.
Oh, I said no. I said if you're going to be, now you are being nasty.
I'm not at all.
Somebody, you know what? It looked like you were going to get a new contract, but I guess.
My family's going to be on the streets.
Maybe, and if that's where you got to go, then that's where you got to be.
Understandable. The winner. The winner of best guest appearance goes to Dr. Fauci, Tyler Fisher.
Now, this Tyler Fisher guy seems like a talent, but
he's not here tonight.
To have to play this role, I'll accept on Tyler.
So you'll accept
Fauci.
For this one too, even though you're not a fan.
I'll accept on behalf of Tyler Fauci.
Okay.
Tyler Fisher is a popular person, a comedian who does impressions, and we respect him, but we don't respect Fauci. Fauci has no idea what he's doing. He has no idea. And I accept this award on behalf of Anthony Fauci, who I don't call doctor. That's called disrespect, and it's on purpose. I accept this award on behalf of all the real doctors who prescribe ivermectin and hydrochloroquine and therapeutics and all sorts of other great things that work. Now, the vaccine works. okay, and it's my vaccine. I should have been nominated in this, instead of Fauci, it should have been me. So we congratulate Tyler Fisher Fauci on whatever the hell this is. But if I could be, this is the first award that we have Big Huck, a winner before, who has been totally
It
loyal
was a
to this
close race. It was a
presidency.
close race.
Well, she's been totally loyal, and this is the first time I think I'm a little disappointed in our Armapigas, but we're going to stand by the results because that's what we said we'd do. And unlike the Democrats, we keep our word. So congratulations, Fisher Fauci, and Big Huck. I voted for you, Big Huck. Okay.
I didn't know you voted, Mr. President.
I vote very strongly. Did you vote?
Yes, of course I did.
I don't know that you did. I think you're just saying that now.
Okay, I'm lying.
Well,
I didn't
you know
vote.
what? Well, and okay, disqualified.
Well, I feel like you wanted me to say I didn't vote, so that's why I just said it. Mr. President, we have a few categories left, and I'm thinking maybe at the end, some of the listeners can ask
We have
you
a
questions about.
question. We have a question from a perfect 10. Where did Brian Jeffrey Richardson finish in the voting?
Brian Jeffrey Richardson finished in third.
Wow, I would have thought he might have finished second.
I thought he was going to take it, to be totally honest.
I didn't think there were so many Fauci fans here, but I guess they love their Fauci.
He was a repeat. Brian Jeff Richardson was on the show twice.
Wow, and that's extra and the man stormed the Capitol in peaceful protest. And for what? To be disrespected by some listeners. Maybe not the perfect tens. Maybe not the perfect tens, but some of these other people I'm now very suspicious of.
I agree. Now, this category, Mr. President, I think a lot of us have been waiting all night for this category. Very exciting category. Some of the nominees are actually here with us tonight. And this category is the best Patreon Perfect 10 president. And the nominees are the following: Tom Fitzgerald.
Strong, a very strong reign as both president and vice president.
Rudley with the hardest R.
Black.
Okay. Otto the dog.
Sporting a very nice shirt tonight. Really showed up. We have a lot of people who showed up not even dressed for the occasion. But well now I see what I'm enjoying right now is Tom Fitzgerald with Roger Stone glasses, a blazer. He is dressed to impress, and that's what I like to see. And Otto the dog came with proper attire, which you don't really expect to see for a dog. So, we respect that, even though he was, he missed his first Patreon as president, but that's okay. And then who else?
And our final nominee, our current president, Alex's iPhone.
I mean, when you're talking about a guy who has been so loyal and so strong, despite living in the swamp that is Washington, D.C., he's basically our eyes and ears in Sleepy Joe's disgraceful DC. So what can you say? I think it's a nice collection. Everybody's had their pluses and minuses, some more minuses than others. But we're proud to call all of these people Patreon presidents. It's a rare club. It's the most exclusive club in the country.
And again, this was
Patreon presidents. There's only 4 of them. That's it. It's the most exclusive club in the world. Okay. And
the universe. Wouldn't it be in the universe?
Tech stuff, we don't know all of the universe. That's why we have Space Force.
Okay, my bad. This was an extremely close race. The winner of the best Patreon Perfect 10 president is Rudley with the hardest R. Now we see Rudley with the hardest R is not here, Mr. President.
Let me
So would
explain
you?
something. Let me explain something to everyone here, to everyone listening, to everyone on this godforsaken planet of radical left monsters. It's bad enough that we obviously have radical left people voting, flooding the ballot boxes, okay? We had, I don't have to spell it out, but I think the radical left said, oh, we want, you know what we want. And let me tell you something, Rudley with a hard R, I've seen his social media. This isn't a Ben Carson African-American. This is a radical left Bernie supporter African-American, okay? And it's bad enough. We want to honor the results. We said we would honor the results. Okay, you heard me. Everybody here heard me. We're going to honor the results. But then he doesn't show up. And you know who doesn't show up to awards? Radical left actors. Okay. Marlon Brando. Remember when he sent the real Pocahontas, not Elizabeth Warren. He actually sent Pocahontas to accept his award for The Godfather. Total disrespect. You know, you have Joe Quinn Phoenix when he won for Joker. Joe Quinn gets up there and says, be a vegan. A total disgrace. This is what they ruin award shows, radical left people. They ruin award shows. So for Rudley with the, I don't even think, as much as I like to say the hard R, and you know this, I'm calling him the softest R as an insult. He's Rudley with the Udley. We're calling him Udley because I don't even want to pronounce the hard R when I mention him. And I am making the rarest of rare decisions.
Uh-oh.
I am revoking this award in the name of freedom, in the name of justice, out of respect. I respect people who voted, but this is too much. I think the radical left flooded the ballot, and the proof is that he didn't even show up.
Are you saying I take the person with the second most votes?
I want the second most votes. Udley with no R has to prove himself. This is a total disgrace. Missing the Eppys is like.
This is exciting, Mr. President.
I don't even know what the hell it is. It's the most disgraceful thing in the history of the show. I really mean that. It's the most disgraceful event in the history. It would be bad enough when he missed many Patreon Perfect 10 meetings, but to miss the Eppys is, he might as well have called Ivanka ugly. He might as well have done that. He might as well have said he didn't want to have strong sex with Ivanka. That's how disgraceful this is. And now I want to compose myself because we have great people. We have a lot of great people here, but I want to compose myself because this is, and I mean, this is our, we're calling this our Rudley 11. Okay.
Okay.
This is our never forget December 23rd, 2021, when Rudley didn't show. This is our never forget, hashtag never forget.
Now, Mr. President, we have a problem here because second place is actually a tie. And the next place is actually behind only by 1.2%.
So you're saying fourth place is only 1% behind second and third who are tied?
Yes.
Well, you know what 1% is? A loss. So fourth can kick whatever they kick.
Okay.
But who is tied? Who is tied for second and third?
Our tie is between Otto the dog and Tom Fitzgerald.
Wow. Well, first of all, I want to apologize to the person who legitimately holds. And by the way, we're not switching. Our president, everybody here, listen to me. I appointed a very strong, very dedicated Patreon president. This doesn't affect that. So when you refer to Alex's iPhone, you say President iPhone when you see him. But as far as the award goes, I know this is on the spot, but I don't want a tie. We don't do ties. Ties are for the radical left. Everybody gets a participation trophy. If I know Otto and I know Tom, they don't want a tie. Okay. If this was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's squad games, like instead of Squid Game where you kill everybody, squad games would be everybody gets to live and gets an award and gets money. Total radical left. So squad game it isn't. So I want to hear a 30-second pitch from Otto or Otto's spokesperson and Tom, and then I will decide very strongly who the winner is.
Who would you like to go first, Mr. President?
I would like Otto the dog to go first, like a dog.
Okay. All right. So for Otto, sorry for the delay. He actually was attacked by a radical left husky. So he's getting his wound addressed right now. But he has never let you down. He's better looking than Tiffany and he loves McDonald's.
Okay,
Quick-
you lost me
quick and
after you
strong.
said was attacked. Anybody who gets attacked on the night of the Eppys might not be strong enough to be president. But you know what? We want to hear what Tom Fitzgerald has to say before we decide.
Thank you, sir, Mr. President, sir. I just, first and foremost, apology for my lateness to this event. I did send an email to the 2020 email address. I don't know if that's people still check that, but I had to
I don't check it, but the tech stuff people
Tech,
will certainly.
It was
that's
checked earlier
fine.
today, not this evening.
But I had some tough business come up at the last minute, and I was like, well, there's one thing the president likes beyond peace and prosperity. It's tough business. So I think we learned that in last week's episode. So I was like, I think in this case, for some tough business, that's what America needs, the sleepy Joe economy. Why, where the president's out there trying to fight the people trying to cancel Christmas. Thank you.
Okay. Well, okay, canceling Christmas, not on this podcast. Thank you for reminding us the war on Christmas is never over. So after hearing both, now I've been told that Otto was bit by a radical left husky last week. Okay, so it was last week. So you either show up to the Eppys or you don't show up to the Eppys. It's like they say in sports, if you're playing, then that's it. You're playing. I do respect Otto, though. I want to say that first. I have great respect for Otto, for his attire. He wore appropriate attire to the Eppys. I think he is definitely better looking than Tiffany, and I think his heart is in the right place. We are proud to have him as a member, but I think this has been a long time coming, and I think it's almost a disgrace that he didn't win in the first place. But as much as I respect the leadership and the talent and ideas of Alex's iPhone, I still think of the George Washington of the Patreon Patriots as Tom Fitzgerald. So I am very proud to announce that Tom Fitzgerald is the winner of this award, and I will accept on his behalf. Thank you, Mr. President. Sir.
Mr. President,
Excuse me.
He's here. He's here, but
Excuse me.
he's
Tech stuff.
Yes.
Tech stuff. We must have a Zoom error because you keep talking. I would like to thank Mr. President, Sir, Esquire, Reverend Doctor, for this great honor. Being part of this Patreon universe has been the greatest honor of my life, and I will continue to serve honorably. And I'm just very proud, to have won fair and square over, the Black Lives Matter candidate, Rudley, with no R. So, but if Tom has any words he wants to say, he can have 20 seconds and then we move on.
Sir, I don't think I could do it better than you just did. I think you nailed it perfect, the Trump way.
Thank you very much, Tom. Great honor for you.
Congratulations, Tom Fitzgerald. Mr. President, we have a few categories left, and this one.
We have two, right? Is it two?
Yes, we have a couple. That's two. Correct. We have Best Trump Ally Guest Appearance. Best Trump Ally Guest Appearance. And the nominees for Best Trump Ally Guest Appearance are.
I think these people may all be here, actually.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. We have Mike Lindell.
It's a great honor to be here, Mr. President. Thank you. Just to be nominated is one of the highlights of my life.
Vice President Mike Pence.
Mr. President, I don't care if I finish on top or on the bottom of this category. I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you, Vice President Pence. We have your son, Mr. President, Don Jr. is nominated.
Like I was doing some partying before, so I'm pretty hyped up for this. And it's just like after seeing Rudley win, though, like the fake win of Rudley, I'm just like, is the radical left controlling the voting? So if I didn't win this, it's like totally cool because my dad's awesome. But like, it's like I assume if I don't win, it's just like the radical left has been stuffing the ballot box.
Thank you, Don Jr. Formerly Tough BB.
Yes, it's a great honor for me to be here. Donald Trump has always been a friend of Israel. I don't know why he's so mad at me just for saying a nice thing about sleepy Joe Biden. I have to worry about relations for Israel and not just what pleases Donald Trump, but he was a great friend to Israel, and I hope at some point we can patch things up.
And our final nominee, Ragin' Brett Kavanaugh.
Let me tell you something, sir. It's been an honor to be part of this community. I swear to God, if I win this award, nobody will ever take it from me.
Ragin' Brett, how many drinks so far? We've been boozing all night.
Just a six-pack, just a nice warm-up.
Okay, very, very good. Mr. President, this must be very historical for the Eppys. We have another tie between two winners, if I may. The winners of Best Trump Ally Guest Appearance are Mike Lindell and Ragin' Brett Kavanaugh.
Wow, that is quite the tandem. I couldn't think of two better people. Obviously, total loyalty. I think we'd all agree, total loyalty from both of them. But I'm a little concerned, to be honest. I don't know that they necessarily would want to be. I don't know that they would necessarily want to be co-winners. I want to ask them what they think. Mike, what do you think?
Well, Mr. President, I have to tell you that I'm not a member of the MAGA nation to get a tie, and I don't think you'd want me to get a tie. And when I look across here at Ragin' Brett Kavanaugh, all I see is an imposter who hasn't given you the decisions that you need in the Supreme Court to make your presidency better. Mr. President, I can tell you right now that wasn't my fault. And if Mike Lindell keeps talking that shit, I'm going to beat the piss out of him. Why don't you bring it? I was doing crack on the streets, homeless. You don't think I've dealt with tougher than some prep school bitch like you, Kavanaugh? You want to do this? Let's fucking do this.
Okay,
Guys, relax.
Yeah, well, they're fighting. Let them shut tech stuff. This isn't a radical left. Let them fight.
Okay.
Let them fight. Okay.
All right.
Oh my God, Mr. President, he's taking his gavel out and he's trying to shove it in my rectum. This is, you know what? When you've done crack on the streets of Minnesota, you've had worse things put in your rectum. Mr. President, this is Vice President Mike Pence. I just want to say right now, I thank you for letting me be part of this night. This is the greatest night of my life, witnessing Ragin' Brett Kavanaugh go Greek on Mike Lindell. I am on my knees, and I don't know if I'm praying right now, but it is exciting. Well, let me tell you something, Brett Kavanaugh. You think you can beat me? I don't think so. Taste some of my pillow. Oh, Mr. President, he's trying to suffocate me with my pillow. It's very uncomfortable. Things are going dark. It's getting dark. It's getting dark, Mr. President. Help me.
What is
Tapping out. I can't breathe.
Is he killing him, Mr.
Uncle
President?
Mike, say Uncle My Pillow and I'll let you live, Ragin' Brett. Uncle, Mr. President, please, I don't want to die on your podcast. I think he said uncle, and I think that means I win. Mike Lindell, My Pillow, made in America. Kiss my ass, Kavanaugh.
Well, as you can hear, as you heard the tech stuff, that's what we do. You wouldn't hear that on a radical left podcast, would you? Now they'd say everybody win, Everybody wins, but not on this one. Mike Lindell won fair and square. He almost killed a Supreme Court justice. That's what we do on this podcast. You win or you die. So thank you to both of you. I appreciate the effort. Mike Lindell, incredibly tough. Thank you.
I've never seen anyone battle for an Eppy win before. That was a first, and that was impressive by, honestly, I didn't think Lindell could take Raging Brett. He's got the alcohol, he's got the size. Lindell's a scrapper, man.
But he went, you heard that. He went for the Pence. He went for the finishing move where he shoved the gavel up Lindell's butt. And I think he thought that was going to win, but he forgot that Mike Lindell, was doing crack on the streets for years. You don't think that's the first time he's had stuff shoved up there? He's very tough. And then he took that My Pillow, which is a real crappy pillow, and almost killed a Supreme Court justice. You're not going to hear that on the daily with the fake New York Times. You're not going to hear that kind of strong fight to the death. But fortunately, Raging Brett is still alive, so we still have our Supreme Court.
That's good news. Mr. President, it is time for our final category of the evening. What an Eppys it has been this year. So many surprises, special guests. It has been an awesome show. Thank you for all the listeners for coming out for the second annual Eppys here. And it's time for our final category, which is best episode. And this was extremely tough here. Lots of competition here. And let me go through the nominees for best episode. Never Forget the Baltays.
Great episode. That was with our friend Brian
Jeffrey.
Richardson.
Yes.
So he's sort of involved in a couple of awards. He's sad that he has to go home empty-handed.
Very sad. Laughter is the best medicine.
I think that was with Fisher Fauci.
BB Dojo.
We used to respect that episode greatly. That was one of our strongest until it turns out that somebody lost all their strength and became sleepy. Sleepy BB.
And it's back to back, BB. Krav McDonald had a farm.
He hypnotized us, with his fake strength. He used his fake strength. He actually got 2 episodes. I think Krav McDonald, which is, of course, the fake martial arts that he does in Israel, I think he fooled everybody with it. And, I felt bad because that was a Patreon episode. And he was so convincing that the great Patreon people, let us give that to the world for free. Mm-hmm. And if I could redo that again, I wouldn't even done that episode. I would cancel all BB appearances. Total fraud.
Our next is General Pooza.
Wow, you remember Lollapalooza? That was,
that was a great episode.
Very strong episode.
Next is Defund Smokey the Bear.
I remember looking that up. It's a very funny title, but I think there was very strong things in that one.
Samsung.
Oh, this was sort of treated like an instant Hall of Fame episode, and we talked about my computer. I used to have a Dell, and, she complained too many sad songs. So I went to Samuel's son, and he was such a smart guy and so serious. So that's why he doesn't go by Sam. He goes, he's efficient. So he goes by Samsung. Samuel's too much. I gotta just Samsung. And he just very all business. So we like him. And that was a strong episode.
And our final nominee is Los Fetos.
Well, of course, that was our great pro-life episode. One of the greatest.
The winner.
And this is like the best picture. This is like the best picture award.
Of best episode of 2021 goes to Samsung. Samsung is the winner.
It's a great choice. Great choice by the people.
Is Samsung here to accept the award? I know you're close.
You know what? I flew Samuel's son out on my private jet because we had a feeling that he was going to win. Because it was such a strong episode.
So he's going to accept this award?
would have been so embarrassing if he had made it here and he didn't win. So thank you. We thought he was going to win, and it turned out we didn't do it. Like, remember when they thought Black Panther was going to win Best Actor and then Anthony Hopkins won? They gave it to Hannibal Lecter. We were afraid of the same thing happening, but no, Samsung is here. And okay, he's just asking me to speak on his behalf.
Oh, he's asking you to speak on his behalf?
He is.
Okay.
I have a little earpiece here for Sam.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to say what he's saying to me.
Okay.
Okay, I know he's a man of few words, so I don't think it's going to be a long speech. Great honor. Okay, that's all he said. He said great honor. So, like I said, that's why his technology works, because he's not into all the talking and all the nonsense. He's just loves great tech. In fact, if you don't watch it, we might bring Samsung in as a tech stuff guy.
Oh, no. Well, everyone who is listening again, it's hashtag TrumpPod Eppies. We have posted all the Eppy Award winners. You could comment on them, give us your feedback.
Terlin is a very big fan of Brian Jeffrey Richardson. She sort of wanted the full sweep for that episode.
I know. I voted for that one. That was one of my favorites. Never forget the Baltays. That was my vote. But in this category, Samsung ran away with it in this category, to be perfectly honest with you. I was very surprised. Mr. President, do you have time maybe to discuss?
We can do a couple of questions, I think. If people want to do a couple of questions, after party, 5-minute after party.
A little press
Linda,
conference.
I see Linda is here with the proper attire. Thank you, Linda.
Yes.
Very strong.
So maybe a press conference here, a post-Eppy press conference led by our president, vice president, and then we can have a few questions from the listeners. I know it's getting late, Mr. President. So Alex's iPhone, sorry about the 4th place finish there, but you are our president and you are first for asking Mr. President a question about tonight's Eppies.
Mr. President, sir, question about the Eppies, what was your biggest surprise of the evening, plus or minus? I just want to hear it from you.
Biggest surprise, I think would be, I would say it was you finishing 4th. I thought that was, I was shocked. Because what I think it is, Alex, president to president. I think that people when things are going smoothly. Remember, we had the Trump economy, everything was going nicely, and people forgot that I made it that way. And then they decided, oh, we need a sleepy president because everything's going fine. So let's all go to sleep with a sleepy Joe. And I think tonight they went with a sleepy Udley. They went with a sleepy Udley with a soft R because they'd gotten so used to the smooth operation that you've brought to the show. So that surprised me. I thought it was going to be, Otto, I respect Otto for having a higher finish than I thought. But no, I always thought it was going to come down to you and Tom Fitzgerald. So I was half right and everybody else was half wrong.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tom Fitzgerald, do you have anything to ask the president about tonight's Eppies?
Thank you, sir. In the spirit of Christmas, who would you say are the 3 least weak Democratic presidents of all time? Thank you.
Okay, very good. Well, I mean, the least weak, because he's strong, is Andrew Jackson. Okay, Steve Bannon gave me that beautiful portrait. I think Andrew Jackson might be one of the strongest presidents we ever had. I mean, slaughtering Indians left and right. Bullying people, telling the Supreme Court. I remember this quote because I loved it so much. I think he said to the Supreme Court, can you imagine this if I said this today and I wanted to say it? He said, the Supreme Court's made its decision. Now let's see them enforce it. I don't know if there's ever been a stronger thing said by any president, Republican or Democrat. But obviously he was a Democrat when they were like sort of the old Republicans, and then all of a sudden the Democrats got into the woke pro-civil rights wokeness, and then everything changed. But I'd say Andrew Jackson is one of the strongest Democrats or Republicans, but I'd say strongest Democrat. Another strong Democrat president, I would say Lyndon Johnson. Didn't like his policies, but was known to say the N-word, was known to talk about his big junk. I think that's real strength. That's good strength. And then I'd say the third not weak Democrat. It's tough. As you know, Franklin Delano Roosevelt is possibly the weakest Democrat ever, couldn't even walk. So he was I'd say he's the weakest. But who would be a less weak? You know what? I would go with, well, JFK got shot, and that's very weak. So we can't put him. Have there been more than 2 Democrats that weren't totally weak? I mean, Obama's skinny and weak. Clinton is very weak and got impeached only once, couldn't get impeached twice. So I'm just going to go with 2. I'm going to name 2 strong Democrats, and they'll have to be okay with that. Lyndon Johnson and his N-words, and Andrew Jackson and his genocide.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have time for what, 3 more questions here? How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay. Michael C. and Oscar the Cat, you are on with the president.
Yeah, good day from down under, Dr. President, sir.
Thank you for joining us. As always, we appreciate your loyalty and your support. You're our strongest international ally.
Thank you. Australia always will support you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to thank you so much for helping my Christmas wish from last year. You remember? I recall they stopped blocked us from going to the border to see my family, and you called up ScoMo and told him to let me come. And 1 year later, I am here. Sorry, it was my fault. I should have specified which year I wanted to spend with my family. But
No, you know what? It's an important lesson you learned. It's all about specificity. You remember I said I was going to open up the economy by Easter, and everybody made fun of it. And yet our economy was open by Easter 2021. Nobody ever asked me what year. I would have told them, well, not this year. That's crazy. Who would say that? But next year, very strong and open.
Thanks. So I'm having a lot of trouble with finding presents for my family, sir. Just wondering if you have any advice. What are you getting your wife or any of your children, or is there anything that any of your allies can suggest? What are our allies who are here tonight maybe getting you? Maybe they can tell you.
Well, I can tell you that what I bought for my family, Ivanka, I got her a gift certificate to Fredericks of Hollywood, and it's very tasteful. And that's really it. I don't really buy anything for anybody else in the family. They're lucky to have, you know what I gave them? I gave them my name. You think Don Jr. would be anything if his last name wasn't Trump? Every year, what I do is I give Don Jr. a card, and in it, it's just a printout of my last name. And I say, you're welcome. You get to keep it another year, you chinless loser.
Thank you. Yeah, is Mike Pence or Mike Lindell getting you anything? Do you know?
Well, okay. I can tell you, you know who tried to get me something? BB tried to give me.
He came up to me and he said, I am giving you a gift certificate, lifetime membership to BB Dojo.
And you know what I did to it? I tore it up in his face and threw it back at him. But Mike Pence, what are you getting me, Mike? What are you getting me for Christmas?
Mr. President, I actually bought you not bought, but made a portrait of you, a shirtless, muscular portrait of you standing atop the Capitol on January 6th, urging all the peaceful protesters into the building.
Oh, that's pretty nice, Mike. Thank you. I didn't know you were well, I knew you seemed like an artist, if you know what I mean. And by that, I mean, not very straight, but, we appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael C.
And Mike Lindell is not available. Mike Lindell is actually at the emergency room right now, healing, having a gavel removed from his butt from the near fatal fight with Rage and Brett. I think maybe the great, if the Eppys were eligible for the Eppys, I think we would have to redo best episode of the year and just give it to Ragin' Brett and Mike Lindell.
They should start a podcast together. Mr. President, we have two more questions here. Next come from Zobeth and Sir Jeffrey Epstein's ghost over here, or his body, his skeleton. Zoe, you're on with the president.
Thank you, Mr. President, sir. First, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy.
Thank you.
And do you have any plans for the upcoming January 6th anniversary?
Well, I do. Thank you for asking. That's a beautiful question. I've already I was texting before with my soon-to-be new wife, Lauren Boebert. Just asking where she wants to have dinner and if, what her safe word is that I can ignore, those sort of gentlemanly type questions. But I've asked her, I'm just saying this with the podcast. This isn't for, this is podcast privilege. Okay. So you can't share this in court. It's the podcast of privilege. It's very sacred. She's probably going to storm Trump Tower and murder Melatonin, my current wife. And that's going to be her dry run. And believe me, with me, she's going to be dry a lot. It's going to be a dry run for a January 6th sequel. So, because nobody's going to see Boebert coming. She's this little cute lady. But if she turns into like John Wick, all of a sudden we have President Trump. So she's gonna test out her assassin skills on melanoma, and then we'll see. So I think it would be you would agree as a woman, very empowering, very pro-feminist to have a woman murdering Congress people and taking over the Capitol. I think that would be a very strong message to young conservative women that you don't have to just be in the kitchen or in the bedroom. You can also murder Democrats. So I think it's a beautiful lesson and a great way to start the year. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President, our last question this evening comes from Will. Will, you're the last question of the Eppys tonight.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. President, sir. Congratulations on a successful Eppys.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, sir. My question is, I know that many radical left families are requiring a negative COVID test to attend Christmas gatherings, and the tests have been almost impossible to find. I was wondering, do you have any strong alternatives to the COVID test? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's a great question. My parties at Mar-a-Lago and at Trump Tower, we require a negative HIV test and proof of birth control. And that's about it. So if you're safe on those fronts, come on in. We're going to get natural, as I call it, whore immunity. Remember, I've been saying this for years. No, everybody thought, oh, whore immunity, that's not a thing. Well, guess what? Now everybody in all the states are saying we need to get the whore immunity. So we've been doing that for many years at Trump Tower and Mar-a-Lago. So as long as people are, safe and mostly consensual, we just have a great, strong party, and we build up our natural immunity. We snort zinc and cocaine, which is actually makes you even stronger. And you put a little ivermectin in the Mike's Hard Lemonade, and everybody has a great time. So no need for these COVID tests. I think it's insulting, especially if your family does it. Can you imagine? Imagine you go to your grandmother's house and she's 90 and immunocompromised and coughing, and then you walk in there with no mask, and your mom or dad says, "Hey, did you get vaccinated?" It's like, I'm going to go cough in my grandmother's face because I love her. How dare you ask me if I'm vaccinated? We can't have it. It's tearing apart families. It's tearing apart families. And then those grandmothers, they don't die of COVID. They die of a broken heart because they didn't want their grandkids to have to get tested. And that's what kills them. The sadness of seeing their grandkids get tested. Not the droplets of the COVID. No, it's broken hearts that are tearing up our families and killing people. And that's what you get with Sleepy Joe, a nation of completely broken hearts. Very sad.
Well,
such
Mr.
a sad
President,
way to end the Eppys tech stuff.
I didn't ask the question, Mr. President. Thank you so much again. For without you, there would be no Eppies. Congratulations on winning. I think 6 of the categories tonight. So
I think it's a new
congratulations.
record. I think I set a new record for Eppys. So
I think you
unbelievable.
did. Congratulations. And thank you to everyone who joined us for the Eppies tonight. We love you guys. Everyone have a Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Get those vaccines. And that's it. Have fun with your families. Mr. President,
Everybody
any
who's-
parting words?
Sure. Everybody who's listening, when you listen to this episode, if this doesn't get you to want to join the Patreon and join the Perfect 10 and join the live shows, I don't know what the hell to tell you. So everybody, Merry Christmas. I'm ignoring Kwanzaa, okay, because I don't say Happy Holidays. I say Merry Christmas, okay? I don't celebrate Shaka Khan. I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. I don't even celebrate New Year's because it's too close to Christmas. So Merry Christmas for all holidays up until 4th of July. So if you have a holiday in April, guess what? Merry Christmas until we get to the 4th of July. There's only 2 holidays I respect, Christmas and 4th of July. So because I'm a patriot and a Christian who's never been to church. So thank you very much, everybody. Stay safe. Take your ivermectin. Thank you for being here. And we'll see what happens.